Hello everyone, this is the Smiling Mammoth and welcome back to Feed the Beast on the Cloud server. And it is so nice to be back. I've missed this, I really have. As you may have known from my other videos, I've been doing my exams, so that's why there's not been very well, no videos at all I think for the past 2 weeks. And it's kind of been sporadic before then. However, I'm finished now. That's it. I'm done for the summer. I have plenty of time to just sit and play games and record for all you lovely people. So, well, I say that I am in the middle of moving house, so it's going to be another week before I'm kind of properly able to focus back on recording, but I should at least be able to get back to a regular upload schedule now. A lot has happened since my last video, in which I managed to break the server. I'm not sure how many of you saw the description, but basically what happened was, when you try and put books into an auto enchanter with BuildCraft pipes, it just breaks. Like, the game just can't cope. There's a problem, there's a conflict somewhere, I think, and yeah, it's not good. And it actually could have completely trashed the map. Like, it can corrupt saves. So Sparks went into MC Edit, like took the map, removed the auto enchanter, like completely removed it from the game, and the server booted up fine. So that problem was fixed. However, I then, like, what I've been wanting to do is I wanted to make a platform somewhere where I could do all my Thaumcraft stuff. I think I mentioned that a while ago. And I thought that what would be a cool idea is if I do it in a Mistcraft age, because then I can personalise the age to however I want it, and I'm not going to have to worry about having lots of wisps and all that stuff flying about this base here. So I started doing stuff with Mistcraft, but one of the worlds I generated, basically I got stuck during the generation of one of them. It just bugged out, and it meant that I couldn't log in, basically. Like, the game, like, I'd log in and the game would kind of, okay, yeah, he's logged in, and then it would try and generate the land around me, and it'd just freak out because the land hadn't actually generated before I crashed. There was nowhere to load me. So what we had to do then was we had to delete my player data, which is basically the stuff that tells the server what items I have on me, where I am, all stuff like that. So it meant that I could log back in. I basically got reset at spawn, but it meant I lost all of my items. So, I mean, luckily I've got plenty of material, so that's not a problem. I've re-equipped everything. I have lost the enchantment, so I've lost my repair stuff, stuff like that. It's not too much of a biggie anymore though, because the rate I get enchanted books, it's almost not worth the hassle of trying to go for repair books, because for every repair book I get, I get enough books to just make the tool again. So there's not a huge amount of point in just going for them. But yeah, that took me a little bit of time to recover for. However, I did find time. Well, actually, hang on. Before we look at this, I reworked the mob system a bit. So this is now at full capacity. I added a spider spawner for string, and a pigman spawner for the gold ingots, gold nuggets, sorry. So that's just got very simple controls. This is warded glass from Thaumcraft, which is actually impossible to break by anyone other than me, and I have to use a wand to actually break it. So that's pretty handy. And I mean, the main reason I'm using it is just because it's got a completely transparent texture, and normal glass doesn't. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But what I accidentally did was I left my pigman spawner running overnight because I was doing stuff. I logged off and I forgot about it. So we had a full barrel full of gold nuggets. So I was going to develop an automated system for this, but I couldn't really be bothered. But there's you may have seen me using the minium stone a while ago from equivalent exchange, basically a way to transmute items into one another. what you can do is you can kind of exploit it a little. So, well, not exploit, but this is the ender chest that's linked up down, like the empty one that was down there. Just got a magmatic engine to pull the nuggets out. So I'd basically just be manually putting in the nuggets. In here we've got an auto crafting table that makes gold ingots. Then these gold ingots go into here, with this auto crafting table, which then makes diamonds from them. Now this chest is here because it's kind of a bug and kind of isn't. Basically, if you want to autocraft with minium stones, you can't use this one in the table. Like, you use this one for the recipe almost, to tell it what it needs to make, but you need to put in a chest next to it another minium stone, which basically is then the thing that gets used up. I think it's because the way enchantment auto-crafting tables, like, these last nuggets don't get used to make the ingot. They're just there to provide the recipe, and I think it's a similar thing. Like, if it tried to use the minium stone, it'd use the whole thing, so you need another one kind of just to take the durability. But I've run that I've got that going or I've had it going for a while. Like, I've just been kind of dumping stuff in, and I think it's got me, come on, almost 2 stacks of diamonds just from, like, this was at 1024 or so. So if we, I mean, the magmatic engine's off, but if we go whack it on quickly, the only problem is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You kind of need to feed it in kind of like 9 stacks at a time, because the auto crafting table only works so quickly, and otherwise you just get it. They just start falling out on the floor. So if we just power this on quickly and then power it off, because this fills up quite fast and it will run for ages. It pretty much pulls out, well, it does pull out full stacks. So these get just fed into the crafting table wherever they'll go, and then gold ingots come out. Whenever that reaches 4, we get diamonds. So you can see that that's quite a nifty way of getting diamonds. In some ways it's kind of overpowered, because you're not really meant to use soul shard. Like, getting gold nuggets in any other way is kind of tricky, but you know, like, yeah, you see that's what I mean about the nuggets starting to fall off. But yeah, once you kind of start putting in soul shards, you kind of get an imbalance problem. So that is, I mean, soul shards are getting nerfed come 1.5, which is actually something I want to talk about later on, like what we're going to be doing for that. But that's kind of a handy system. I don't really need diamonds that much, to be honest. Like, I'm not going down the IndustrialCraft route, which requires ludicrous amounts of resources because of Greg Tech. But they're useful to have, I guess, just in case, because there are a lot of things that require them, and they're good to have a stockpile of. But that was one thing. I don't think there's anything else I would put in the base other than this. What this does is, because I've got 1 ender pouch now, ever since the Mistcraft world reset me, what I've started doing is carrying around like the tools that I use but don't really need all the time. So, like, on me at all times, I want silk, like my diamond drill. This is something I started carrying on. Wand of Lightning. That's just really fun to have. Sorry. And then my sword and food. Obviously, this is something that is just useful to have my hot bar and the Thaumcraft, which can actually go back. But for everything else, because I don't need them all the time, what I decided to do is carry them around in this, which means if I ever die, I don't actually lose the items, because they're just in an ender chest. All I'm doing here is accessing them remotely, basically. So it's just kind of an insurance policy, I guess. But what I wanted to do was have a way of putting stuff into my storage system from a distance. So basically, if I'm out caving or whatever, I have junk in my inventory that I just want to get rid of, even if it just ends up in here with come on, yeah, with all the other stuff. I just needed a way to get it in. So the problem is, because I'm using tesseracts as my main input, you can't really, they don't work with ender chests. Like, I could pump into a tesseract, but it was just a bit too much hassle. So what I've got here is a filter, which every time it gets a redstone signal, which is what this time is doing, just every 5 seconds, it kind of pulses it. It pulls out a stack of items from here. So even if I fill up this completely, it won't take that long to pull it out. And yeah, but it's just kind of, it's more for blocks and stuff, but I just kind of thought it would be handy to have. And if we go have a look, this is where I've been spending most of my time. This is our Thaumcraft area. I did actually find a node that I could build under, and I've now released rather a lot of flux. Basically, in kind of rebuilding, I had to create quite a lot of flux in order to then kind of put in my flux prevention systems. So, I mean, what this is a Mistcraft world, and I generated it with its glacier, which is what this is. These kind of ice things. Oh, that's not good. Although actually, warded glass is pretty much impervious to explosions. This is the Wonder Lightning. This is why it's fun, because it's just a really daft way of killing mobs. Yeah, so we've got glacier, tundra, and ice mountains, I think. And I also generated it with glowstone crystals just as an extra source for them. What I've got here, I built it. There's these really cool bricks from Mine Factory Reloaded. Basically, sorry, I'm looking at the map because I can see a lava bat. They seem to be being spawned by the node. Where is it? Oh, it's down there. That's okay. Can I hit it from here? No. But yeah, Mine Factory Reloaded have these really cool blocks. So they're different kinds of bricks. So if I that's another thing, because I generated it with glowstone crystals, you do get negative stuffs in this world, but because I'm not actually doing that much fighting, it's not too bad that I have weakness. But yeah, so Mine Factory Reloaded, it adds these different kind of bricks. So there's kind of snow bricks, paved stone, which is slabs, obsidian, lapis lazuli, ice, glowstone, and amber, which you get from bees, I think. But so they just look really cool. Like, these are the obsidian ones. I don't think they actually have obsidian's blast resistance, and they just mine like normal bricks. But it's quite nice because they're not like, you get a lot of blocks that they're kind of they look nice, but if you want to build anything with them, they're a bit much. Like for me, like the Zycraft blocks, like the Zycraft bricks, they look cool, but you can't. It's kind of you can build with them, but they're really bright and like glowing, and they're just a bit much. Whereas this is like, they look different. They're obviously like a different building material. They're not the normal, but they're kind of understated, if you get what I mean. So these are glowstone bricks. These I really like because they do actually provide light, and they look really cool as well. So these are just the lapis ones. So this was kind of the platform I built. So we've just got a chunk loader here. This is all warded glass as well. In the middle, I put the crucible for like when I'm crafting stuff. These are called arcane alembics, I think. And basically, the way it works is whenever you throw stuff into the crucible, the aspects, like when you see like kind of the stuff when you shift over it, because you need to provide that for crafting. Oops. Basically, I'm trying to think how to describe it. The ones that you don't then use in crafting, they just go to waste once you do the spell. I'm trying to think how to describe it. So, in fact, let me think. Let me think of something to make so I can actually demonstrate it, because that'll probably make it a bit clearer, to be honest. So, what's something I'm needing? I need another wand of lightning. So we need a wand of the apprentice, which is gold nugget, stick, and a shard, and I think I have the water shards the most, so and I need 3 air shards for the lightning part. But if we just quickly make the Wand of the Apprentice, this doesn't need any special stuff. But if we then make the Wand of Lightning, you'll see we need Potentia and Tellum. So Tellum's easy because arrows, it's the only thing that arrows give. So I can just throw that in, you know, throw that in, no worries, I've got my 4 Tellum. But then I need Potentia, and there's lots of stuff that gives Potentia, but like this also gives the mechanical one. I forget what it's called now. But so how much did I need? 16. Yeah. So if we do 8 Nikolite, oh damn, this is going to give us our 16 Potentia, but it's also going to give us 16 mechanic stuff. So when I now make the wand, normally that mechanic would kind of get released off into the environment as flux, which you don't want. And Bancrab's here. What the arcane alembics do is they store like the excess aspects that get used. So basically, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because I'm at dangerous flux levels, but after that the flux levels actually haven't gone up at all. So what you can then do is you can take glass vials and kind of siphon off machina, that's it. You can just siphon off the excess stuff and store it in these. So then the advantage of this is when I then want to do crafting, instead of getting the aspects from here, it will these benches, these infusion altars, will actually pull it from here. So if I ever want to make anything using Ignis, the benches will just take it from these instead of me having to put it into the crucible, which basically means that once I've kind of done enough varied crafting, and all of these have different kinds of aspects in them, in theory I don't need this anymore, or I won't need it as much. So that's why I've done it, and you can automate this with golem workers, but to be honest, the amount I'm using Thaumcraft, it's really not that necessary. So yeah, that's kind of just the setup really. It's nothing too complicated. It took me a while to work out just because it's not really stuff I'm used to more than anything. I've completed a lot of the research now, in terms of general terms. I've got to the theory of everything, which is an absolute stinker to research. It requires like almost every single kind of aspect, so not so fun. But yeah, that's the Thaumcraft platform, and that's about it, to be honest. So now I've shown you all the stuff I've done. Let me kind of tell you the plans that we have for the future. So basically, first off, there is a 1.5 update coming out for Feed the Beast, because we're running on 1.4.7 at the moment, because obviously mods take longer to update than kind of Minecraft, if you get what I mean. So that 1.5 update's coming out soon, and I think what we've decided, well, I'm up for it. I don't know about what anyone else has said, but I think we're going to be going for a map reset when this 1.5 update comes out. I mean, I don't know, it may well be that other people aren't in favour of that, and in which case we'll stay until 1.6. But because the 1.6 mods aren't going to be coming out for, it may well be 2 months tops, you know, that is going to require a world regen, apparently, because of Zycraft, but there is quite a lot of stuff being changed in 1.5. It's like soul shards, there's new mods being added, so it's, yeah, I think if everyone's up for it, there will be a map reset for 1.5, which is apparently going to be out soon, but there's no actual set release date, so that's going to be a while. How, like, the problem is, like, when there's going to be a map reset and you know it, or there's potentially, you almost don't want to work on anything, because, you know, you kind of think, well, it's going to be gone in 2 weeks, and what's the point? So what's going to be happening is I'm not going to be on Feed the Beast as much. I will be on it because I love it to death, and I've still got quite a lot of stuff I want to do. Um, but I think it's going to be less frequent in terms of it won't just be 3 episodes a week of Feed the Beast anymore. However, Minecraft 1.6 Vanilla 1.6 is coming out on Monday, which I think by the time you see this will be tomorrow, because I think this is going to be released on Sunday. So what I'm probably going to be doing is going back to the vanilla server, because obviously I've not been playing any of the 1.6 snapshots in Mammoth Plays Minecraft, because I've been working on the end of farm. I've not at all. I'm just not feeling motivated for Mammoth Plays Minecraft at the moment. We'll see. We'll see what happens later on. I mean, I've got the time to actually be able to do a big project like that now, so we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm going to be focusing more on the vanilla server for the next couple of weeks, because I do want to get used to some of the 1.6 things, because there are some really cool stuff in there. There is some really cool stuff in there. I am a bit dubious because it does seem they've rushed it a little, in that they were kind of doing snapshots of new features like 2 weeks ago. Last week they did a snapshot, and then the pre-release came out, and I don't know. There's still quite a lot of bugs in it, and that's one of the reasons why I've stayed off the snapshots, to be honest. Because 1.5 seems fairly stable in the snapshots, but I don't know why, but 1.6 just hasn't. So I will be, once it comes out officially, I'll take their word for it, in that, okay, official update, it's stable now, and I'll be trying that out on the vanilla server. And I do foresee a 1.6.2 and 3 and whatever, so on. But that'll be it. And then when Feed the Beast 1.5 comes out, if we are doing a map reset, then new map, we'll go from scratch, think of something else to build, because RedPower's not in the 1.5 because it's not been updated yet, which means we lose the volcanoes. So we'll have to find somewhere else to live. But I mean, if Feed the Beast 1.5 comes out and we're not doing a map reset, then I'll just carry on with this. We'll be basically just be balancing it between Vanilla 1.6 and Feed the Beast 1.5. So, and Uncharted Territory as well, because I need to get through that. Because I want to start on Uncharted Territory 3 when that comes out. I am going to be skipping 2, but because 3 is more recent, it's going to be able to use the new command block stuff and the new mob spawning mechanics, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. So yeah, I've kind of rambled a bit. So to sum up, there may well be a map reset. If there is, then so be it. That'll be in the next couple of weeks. If there's not, then I'll carry on as normal. But I will be slowing down a bit on Feed the Beast for the next couple of weeks. However, I will be going back on the vanilla server, because it's been well over a month since I logged into that, and we'll carry on working on our base really as normal, and we'll carry on exploring 1.6. Uncharted Territory will come out whenever I feel like it, and yeah, that's about it. That's kind of plans for the next couple of weeks. So I think just going to be playing it by ear, and we'll see how it goes. If we do have a map reset, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I cannot type and talk at the same time. But yeah, that's it basically. That's the next few weeks. I would like to start looking into some other games as well. But I'm not really sure what at the moment. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I've got the time in the summer just to be able to try new games. So I mean, there's stuff coming out, like I want to get BioShock Infinite, because I'm trying to beat BioShock at the moment before I get the first one, before I get BioShock Infinite. but it may well be I just cave in the summer sale and just get Bioshock Infinite, in which case I may well record a playthrough of that because that looks really fun. But that'll be over a month away, I think. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm back, and that's a very nice feeling to have. So that's going to be all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you very soon.